What makes a story interesting? Is it the flashy lights of the anime fights? The tear-jerking moments of character development? Is it the fan service? It probably isn't a fan service. The OSTs, art style, what have you. Honestly, I think it's the combination of these factors that present a compelling story and enjoyable anime experience. In manga, obviously, you don't have a lot of the advantages that you do with the anime. A lot of people say, for example, Demon Slayer is carried by their animation. But for me, I enjoyed the story of Demon Slayer as it came with the manga before the anime came out officially. So it isn't really necessarily that because an anime has an unbelievably amazing looking animation that it doesn't fit into the traditional peaks that you should expect from a good story. Now let's bring this to Devilman Crybaby, which is something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while. Now you have to understand that Devilman Crybaby is, the series as a whole is a bit difficult to follow. There's lots of offshoots like Devilman Crybaby, the actual first iteration of the timeline. You have things like Violence Jack, you have Devilman Devil Lady, Devilman Versus series. There's lots of different offshoots that are all arguably connected to one main story, and that's the relationship between Lucifer and Akira. Why am I bringing Devilman up to begin with? I've wanted to communicate my feelings about the series for a long time. I first read Devilman Versus after immediately finishing the Devilman series on Netflix. It was compelling and I wanted to see other aspects of the story. That led me to find out the unfortunate truth that not only is Devilman the manga not properly translated for Western audiences, meaning that there's a more cohesive experience if you were in Japan and you happen to buy the books in Japan. Here in the West, that's a significantly more difficult thing to do. Another thing that disappointed me was the way that the stories were unfolding. Devilman is very graphic. I understand that just because the story is graphic doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad, but I feel as though in Go Nagai, which is the author of the anime, in his attempt to explore the themes of humans' beastie nature, I don't know how to say bestial, I don't know. In his attempt to explore human traits, how animalistic we can be, he took it to such an extreme that events have very little impact. You see it in a lot of shows. Maybe some people just got fatigued from seeing multiple people die and then come back, like in One Piece. I hear it a lot from the One Piece community that they don't enjoy fake out deaths when people are clearly supposed to actually kick the bucket forever, and all of a sudden somehow, they're in the cover of a next chapter or something silly like that. Or when, for me, another thing that really got me tired is when in High School DxD, the main character just repeatedly gets stronger up to the point that I can't justify it. Like, you can only love Oppai so much. I don't think you should be in a situation where you're this strong versus this guy. It's just completely impractical. It made... There wasn't enough fan service in the world to keep me invested in the story.
Okay guys, I think I know what might help me crank this up to the next level. I can beat her with my balance breaker, but first, I'm gonna need your help, Rias.
What do you need, Issei? I'll do anything in my power to assist you.
In that case, let me poke your titties.
Don't ask why I was watching High School DxD. Back to Devilman. I can understand that there will be gore. It's the freaking Devilman series by Go Nagai. There will be gore. But, for example, when I was reading Devilman Devil Lady, it was just too much. The reintroduction of Akira in Devilman Devil Lady and in the Violence Jack is actually the most terrible introduction, the most terrible connection that I've ever seen in a story. I don't even know what to describe it as because it's just so horrible. All of a sudden you're taking away the focus of the main character that was driving the story so far, and it all devolves into this battle between Akira and Lucifer. That's all it is. This character that you've been following, that you've been treasuring, that you've developed interest in, the struggles that they have, in the scenario that they're in. Take the main character of Devil Lady. She was a school teacher that happened to be in a situation where she inherited the demon Ammon. You had her struggles with her instinct to, procreate. I don't want to say the word, I'm a bit embarrassed. But yes, her instinct to procreate, her protection of her students and the girls there, how she grappled with the violence that she had, and basically the interpersonal relationships that she's been having. And in Violence Jack, even though Jack himself isn't necessarily the main focus, nor is he very interesting. I don't even know if he's the main character, but he is compelling. He is complex, and he operates with an ethical code for the sake of the future of Tokyo and the Kanto region in the story. If you don't know about the story, a massive earthquake, 8.5 magnitude, called the Hellquake in the story, destroys almost all of Kanto region and leaves a wasteland where people are fighting and forgetting their morals for the sake of survival. We follow multiple different people, some that are objectively the good person in the story, some orphans, for example, and some that are weird, morally gray, and some that are obviously bad. Like, we follow a terrorist. You can imagine what Jack is going to do to them. All of a sudden, it's discovered that Jack is basically the freaking, parallel to the Christian God. Parallel to Christian God. I will not spoil too many details, but bam, now Akira is here, and wow, Akira is fighting Lucifer again. Like, come on, man. It even ends with just a prologue to say, oh, everybody forgot Jack and all of that. I get that it's necessary for the conclusion of the Lucifer and Akira relationship. It does develop their characters a bit more, but at the same time, including them at the very end of the manga, after I had read and invested so much time into the active characters, felt a bit ridiculous. That's all I could say about it. I don't appreciate how everything boils down to two gay people in an argument. That kind of sucks. It's a joke. I obviously understand that it's a bit deeper than that. Anyway, that's all I had to say. My first long video in a long time. If there's anyone that's still here, that's listening to me, please tell me your thoughts. Thank you for listening so much. Editing this is gonna be a pain, but I have to get my thoughts out on this so I can keep on making more videos. Maybe, I don't know. If you actually ended up here, just tell me, or just make a video on this and I'll do it. Like, you deserve my attention. Matter of fact, tell me where you live and I'll pull up with a wedding ring and we'll just get married. Like, I don't care anymore. Alright, see you guys. Take care.